Drama City Productions.com.
One who sells herself for financial gain. Morality has been thrown to the wind. All forms of sin are tolerated under the name of power and money.
Welcome, friends, to Twisted Logic, a political and social science podcast that talks about the bizarre facets of human nature as well as current politics and news. Prepare to think twice and question everything.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 8 of Twisted Logic. I'm Aaron Cole.
And this is your host, Brandon Fisher.
What is going on with you, sir?
Not much, man. Just happy to be back doing this shit. This is a interesting format. If all goes according to plan, you are watching this on YouTube. But if not, you're just hi guys. But if not, you're just listening to it, expecting there to be a link to something that will never be. So who knows what's gonna happen from this one?
Oh, we're gonna give it hell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is exciting. My TV thing fucked up earlier when we were trying to do this. It's a little disappointing, but
God damn it.
The laptop is working just fine. So, life goes on, right?
Yeah,
but,
and you got this whole Bane thing going on with the microphone covering your face, dude. I'm fucking loving it.
That's right. Yeah, I got the pop filter and all that shit. It's mysterious looking.
Like you're like the neighbor from Home Improvement, where like no one really knows quite what your face looks like, but you're giving out that sage-like advice and shit.
For real, I'm gonna try to pop out from behind the microphone when I'm not talking, just so I don't
just like a quick
breathing
shit. Oh, hey guys.
Oh my God.
Oh,
well, I think we have a little bit of a political show lined up today, or political/news show. I was gonna ask you if you have been heard or anything like that of the governor of Virginia. I believe his last name is Nordstrom. He is getting a lot of shit now for supposedly doing a blackface in like his college yearbook from med school. Have you seen anything about that?
No, I haven't heard. I mean, like you know, I'm blissfully ignorant when it comes to all things news. I'm pretty much getting my news from you secondhand and shit. So like, I didn't know anything about it. Now was this at like a Halloween party, or was this just, you know, hey, this is gonna be a crazy yearbook photo, let's fucking put it up?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a little bit of like a Halloween kind of thing. He is supposedly the one wearing blackface, and he has like a KKK person next to him that has like the hood and all that shit going on.
Shit.
It's a wild ass picture, and it started getting circulated and saying that he was the guy doing blackface, but I don't believe there is anything like saying, oh, this is such and such on the right and such on the left. Like people are just like, oh, he's the one doing blackface, and his face is so black. Like I don't know, I don't know how the hell you could tell if it was him or not.
Who was this guy? I'm Googling it right now. I want to see this shit.
The governor of Virginia. His last name is Nordstrom. I could never catch his first name.
Nordstrom. All right. I know. I should have done this research ahead of time.
It's a funny ass looking picture. And I find it weird that they are coming at him so hard for this when there's no way to really prove it's him or not.
God. I mean,
you can put your phone on the screen in case this comes out on video.
It would not show up on the screen, but
okay.
Of all the, we're definitely gonna put this up when we edit this show. I mean, of all the poor decisions that you could make, like, I mean, I love Halloween. That's my fucking time of year. And, you know, girls can dress as scantily as they want. Guys can dress as fucked up as they want. I want to see a bunch of Hitlers and like fucked up zombie Jesuses and all sorts of shit. But like I'm not saying you can't go blackface, but you really can't go blackface. I mean,
he went too far blackface. It looks like he's blacker than Wesley Snipes in that picture. It's so dark it doesn't even register.
It's like Song of the South, like blackface, like super like fucking. I feel like he should be out there working or something.
It's something. They were talking to some other people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, people still do this here in Virginia," and understand like it's God, it's a terrible look, and we shouldn't be doing blackface these days. But this is an old ass picture. That guy, he's probably almost 60, so he did this like 40 years ago. And if it is him and everything, like he's a kid basically back then. Like you make dumb decisions, and it's so crazy to like get shit for it nowadays.
Oh yeah, well I mean that exactly. It's insane the type of shit that we let people get away with and the type of shit that we bash people on. Like we're gonna give this politician all kinds of shit, but no one seems to remember that Will Ferrell dropped the N-bomb twice on SNL. And I'm talking like hard R's, you know, like no, and no one wants to bring that shit up because everyone fucking loves Will Ferrell. But as soon as they see like a young kid do like shit, like, you know, I was young and dumb. I've done plenty of racial humor and fucked up shit. I've never gone blackface, but you know, I wasn't bold enough to do it. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like the shit that people get pissed off for. Like if he did it last Halloween, I could be like, okay, yeah, that's a little fucked up. But nowadays, it's just like, okay, you realize what you did, right? You know, like fucking don't do it again. And I don't know, like.
It's like kind of reminds me of like the Roseanne Barr thing when she was dropping those tweets on Twitter about somebody looking like a Planet of the Apes with a nutsack on their chin or some shit like this. And
well, I mean, Roseanne's fucking gone, dude. Like I saw her at a fucking music festival in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and she walked up on stage tripping face on fucking acid, talking about how she was gonna run for president and all this shit. And like, you can't take anything that Roseanne says seriously, dude. You just can't.
Yeah, and she got ridiculed for that, much like this guy's getting ridiculed for it. And some people have been asking him to step down as governor and everything. And it's, God, it was so long ago. It's not right if it was him, but he was a fucking kid basically at the time. He's like 20-something years old. And it's kind of off subject, but there was this thing also saw on the news maybe a month or two ago, and it was like a bunch of like high school kids doing a Zig High for like their yearbook photo. Yeah, and it's like, and they're like, oh, these people need to come out and apologize. Like these fucking kids are 17, 18 years old.
Yeah,
they're gonna do dumb shit, man.
Yeah, like look, I'm not condoning this guy going blackface, and I'm not condoning the kids doing the Zeke. Although you just saw me fucking doing it, you know. I mean, I'm not condoning it. It's just like exactly like you said, they're kids. I mean, the guy in his 20s isn't really a kid anymore. But when you're young, you're dumb, and you make fucking. I've done some stupid shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not even 30 yet. I'm still planning on doing some stupid shit down the road. You know, it's just gonna happen. But like, to an extent, though, you gotta understand like what's okay and what isn't. As terms of racial sensitivity. I mean, they're gonna give this guy shit, but like I said, no one's talking about Will Ferrell. You know, Robert Downey Jr. didn't get fucking nothing for Tropic Thunder, and he went like fucking hardcore racist the whole damn time. I mean, I guess because they made fun of it in the movie. I guess that was kind of like like they bashed him in the movie for being racially insensitive, but still, like fucking the decisions, the things that people get fucking worked up over, man. I could never understand it.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder is such a funny example of that because Ben Stiller does a retard kind of role in there too with the simple John or whatever.
Make me happy. I mean, it's horribly insensitive, but I fucking get a good laugh out of it every time.
Oh yeah, yeah. If everything's done in the right context, it's okay. And fuck, we just got to grow up and realize when people are young and shit. But speaking of people that are not young making bad decisions, Elizabeth Warren is going to be running for president in the 2020 elections, and on her paperwork, I believe it was when she was running for office. I should have looked up and seen what position she holds right now. I don't know if it's a senator or congressperson, but she put on her application that she was Native American, and you can check this chick out too while I'm talking. She does not look Indian at all. Not enough to declare this. There we go. I'm going Ben Stiller over here too.
You never go full Stiller.
Never go full Stiller, buddy. But But yeah, you can check this picture out, and I believe they did like looked up her family history and shit like that, and there was
Yeah.
never like Native American in her past. So
Yeah, I'm looking at her now. She's the senator of Massachusetts,
that's right.
and it's like, I mean, a touchy subject when everyone's like, I've got like 197th Cherokee in me or some shit, but this woman is fucking white as fuck. Like look at me, man. Like I cannot pass for Native American. If I can't pass for it, there's no fucking way that this woman should be able to. No fucking way.
Absolutely. I don't know what kind of privileges she got for trying to put this on her application or whatnot, but I'm sure if you're like a certain amount of Native American, you can get like college not credits, but like money and stuff like that. So,
Well, yeah, it's sort of like a feel bad. Like we feel bad for the horrible things that we did.
yeah. And Trump was calling her out, saying she's like Pocahontas and stuff like this. And this chick has zero chance of getting elected as president, I think, with all this kind of baggage too. Because, like I said, this is something she actually wrote down herself. So, declaring this, she's gonna be just like an open target for everybody. And I believe she's you said a Democrat, correct?
Yeah, she, okay. Well, first of all, political standpoint aside, you and I both know I'm not a fan of Trump. Like, I don't like him as a human being. But and calling her Pocahontas might be a little too far. But I do agree with the point that he's saying. Like, you can't. There's just no way you can pass. Like, even without, like, unless you have some some fucking documented proof that she is. But even then, what's the gain from it? Like, I feel like everyone's looking for like some form of a sympathy vote or some way to like, oh, well, shine the light on me for a little bit about this. I'm different slightly, even though you're fucking not, and you're like the same lizard person that all these other fucking politicians are. Like, I don't want, like, black, white, Chinese, Indian, whatever. You're all fucking green on the inside. I'm telling you. They remove that skin suit, and that's them in a nutshell.
I want to talk about lizard people so bad one day. It's
we're gonna do a whole episode on lizard people. Don't you worry about it, everybody. It's coming.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be so fucking crazy good. There was one more person, not really anything to do with the race or anything, but I think she's from Minnesota or something like that, and she's running for president also. And politics are all about like image and shit like this. And she was giving her speech about her running for office outside in the middle of a snowstorm, talking about global warming.
Just trying to prove a point.
Yeah, it's like, I understand if the Earth's getting warmer, you're still gonna have like snowstorms and shit like that. But
right.
If you're gonna bring that up, like, do that shit inside, so it's not on the news. You giving this speech talking about global warming with just like solid fucking snow coming down. It wasn't like had snowed; it was still snowing.
Well, that's where you're gonna hit those ignorant people being like, well, why is she talking about global warming when it's cold out there? That don't make lick sense.
Yeah, because you got to think of politics. You got to dumb it down to the lowest common denominator, and you put that image out there saying shit like that, it's gonna confuse a lot of the dumbasses out there that vote. So bad move there. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
it's a futile vote anyway. When you and I both know fucking Oprah is gonna run, and like Donald Trump has started something where it's like now everybody can be fucking president. So you're gonna see no one wants politicians anymore. No one wants, like, we're tired of the same fucking cookie cutter bullshit, and that's why people voted Trump in, because he's gonna shake things up. And maybe they don't like the way that he's doing it right now, but Oprah Winfrey's gonna come along, and they're gonna want to fucking vote her in before you know it. It's President Oprah or Senator Kid Rock and fucking Terry Crews is governor. It's going fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
I was thinking Oprah as president and The Rock as vice president. I think that sounds like a popularity contest like no other.
Like, she hands out the pardon. Like, you get a pardon, and you get a pardon, you get a pardon, you get a law passed. Oh my God! Fucking first man Stedman. You don't know what the fuck to do.
I wonder if The Rock, if he gets vice president or something like that, I wonder if he'll still be allowed to act in movies and shit.
Well, I imagine. I mean, Ronald Reagan was an actor before he became president, you know. And I don't think he did any movies while he was in office. I very much doubt that he did. But I could
Right.
kind of, you know, if Donald Trump could take as many golf trips as he fucking has since he's been in office, I don't see why, you know, President Robert Downey Jr. can't fucking go and shoot Iron Man 17 or something.
So true. Fuck.
And you know, fucking people would pay out the ass to see the president in like a fucking blockbuster movie. So any studio's gonna fucking chomp at the bit for that shit.
Oh yeah. No, nobody is out of the price range of Hollywood. That's
Oh
for
no.
sure. Well, you brought something interesting to my attention the other day with the Donald Trump tweet about him meeting with, is it King Jong Il? Always get their
Okay, King. He might as well be called fucking King Jong Un. No, it was Kim Jong Un, and yeah, I'm looking for the particular tweet right now. I really need to fucking load this shit up before we start recording, man. We talk a lot. Like I'm going through this fucking messenger thing. Like we talk a lot.
Yeah. I always get him and his dad. How do they not have like the same last name? Because his dad was ill, right? And he's Un. Like,
Yeah,
isn't there-
I'm not sure how that all works out.
yeah, how their names work like that,
Alright.
because that's confusing as fuck.
There we are. And of course, my stoner ass is just now, like, as soon as I find it, I'm like, oh, you know, you screenshotted this. It was saved on your phone, dumbass. But let's see. Yeah, he on February 8th, he tweeted, North Korea, under the leadership of Kim Jong-un, will become a great economic powerhouse. He may surprise some, but he won't surprise me because I have gotten to know him and fully understand how capable he is. North Korea will become a different kind of rocket, an economic one. So someone's kind of flipped his script on this motherfucker.
It's that's strange. Because I feel like just 6 months ago we were like on the brink of like nuclear war with North Korea, and now it's like fucking we're hanging out, we're texting every night, fucking shooting the shit, doing some FaceTime calls, and we're gonna get his economy right, and it's strange like how not quick, but like in political terms, this is a pretty quick turnover from about to go to war to this guy's gonna be fucking, you know, making his country billionaires.
Yeah, I don't trust it one bit. Like first of all, Kim Jong Un is a horrible human being, and the way he's running that country is fucking deplorable. And so, like, I understand wanting to keep peace with you know, because in a sense they are a nuclear powerhouse. I mean, at least they threaten so goddamn much. You know what I mean? So I understand on some level wanting to keep a peace with them. So you don't want to start shit until you figure out more about your enemy and everything. Like keeping your enemies close situation. But something about this just seems fishy. Like maybe Trump's in on the know of something that we're not fucking privy to. And you know there might be something going down that there's a reason why he's being all chummy with fucking Kim Jong Un and no one else may know about it. And I don't trust the fucking thing one bit. You know, like, you can't although Kim Jong Un is a very charismatic person. I mean, you got to be if you're gonna brainwash fucking millions of people. Like Jim Jones couldn't pull that shit off. You know what I mean? So maybe he just got to Trump, and Trump wakes up and he's like, now you know the sun does rise because of Kim.
Oh yes, man, I agree with so much of that. It's like I want to know also like what are they going to be doing that's going to make them an economic powerhouse? I don't think they have like any like petroleum. They don't
got
produce
nothing.
anything. They don't produce anything like China does. Fuck, like half the people are starved to death all the time. If you don't cheer them on loud enough, like you fucking get killed.
I mean,
Just
even our nuclear program is fucking way better than theirs. So it's like
Oh,
I mean, like when World War II ended, we took a lot of the Nazi officers and the scientists, and Operation Paperclip came into effect, and that's when we took all those scientists, and that's how we got our space program, and we were able to fucking go onto the moon and shit because of the Nazis. We were able to go into space. But you can't do that with fucking North Korea. There's no fucking nothing there. There's no at least not what I'm seeing.
yeah, I'm wondering if like he's just trying to buddy up with them to get closer to stand his guard down just so we can go in and topple it and make one Korea again. It's kind of what I'm thinking might be his tactic here. But as far as their nuclear program, yeah, they can launch rockets, but most of them don't get close enough to anywhere. Like they can barely travel like a couple hundred kilometers and shit like that, I believe. Maybe 1,000 kilometers, which that's not going across the ocean or anything like that, especially enough to threaten us.
Well, I think a lot of it also is the relationship that China has to North Korea. Like, cause I mean, China. We know that if we go in and fuck with North Korea, China is going to take the side of North Korea and come after us. And I love USA, don't you? USA. But China would fucking come in and fuck that's it. I mean, there's going to be a new calligraphy that they're going to be teaching, and
there's too many Chinese, and if China goes, then Russia will go, and that's a world war that like us and Britain can't fight. Just the two of us, there's no way. Germany's a shit storm with all their stuff going on. They're not a power anymore. France,
they're trying not to be a power anymore.
Yeah, they're trying to they're trying to put themselves back to the Stone Age almost. It seems like
stay as under the radar as possible.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no way we could take those three, and fuck if Russia goes, you might get Iran, and I guess maybe that's why we're trying to maybe that's like the other tactic that Trump is going with. Like we're just gonna try to calm them down, make everybody happy, and just so we don't have like that potential for World War III, because we have a great army and shit like that, but we just don't have enough people. We got plenty of technology. They got more boots on the ground, and the only way we could win would be like to drop bombs, and that wouldn't be good for anybody. So
no, that's a powder keg right there, just fucking waiting to go off, man.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. I guess this is probably the best tactic rather than trying to play that hard ass kind of role. And we're not even really doing that with Syria anymore, I don't think. I haven't heard of Syria in the news for a while. Also, somebody else said like Russia and China kind of back. I think it's Assad is his name there. I can't remember.
I keep wanting to go to Julian Assange, and I'm like, I know we talked about him last time. That's not it.
But yeah, like we haven't been fucking with Syria at all, because we did like bomb them. I think we just bombed like an empty airstrip and shit like that. So
yeah,
it seems like Trump's really trying to back off on the kind of warmongering, which is always great, because got to worry about ourselves before we do any more of that kind of crazy shit. But
yeah, he has seemed to calm down a little bit. I mean, like when he first came in, he was all fucking gung ho there, and now he seems to just be focused on the wall. So I mean, at least he's fucking prioritizing his crazy, you know.
Exactly, yeah. Because that's trying to, yeah. You came up with that, and then I found something else. I was like, fuck, like all that's in the news about political shit is just the wall. Like the State of the Union was all fucking wall talk, basically. I was like, shit, dude. It's either Mueller probe or the wall.
I mean, how many Pink Floyd jokes have been said in VR? Like, I mean, all in all, it's just you know.
Fucking love a good Pink Floyd joke about Trump. That shit's epic. One other thing I did come across was I think that's just kind of a recent development. Like, there's been some problems in Venezuela for a little while now, but it's gotten a lot worse. There is I guess he's kind of like a military dictator. Hold on one second. Also not prepared.
To Google.
I actually have these articles saved on my thing. My phone will load. There we go. Maybe. All right. This is in Venezuela. The U.S. says, I'm going to butcher these last names because I don't pronounce Spanish very well, but Maduro is blocking aid to starving people. The Venezuelan says his people aren't beggars. So Venezuela's right next to Colombia, and we got a bunch of like food and shit like that we're trying to put into Venezuela, and he's like this shit, how do you say his name? Maduro? Yeah, I'm gonna say Maduro. Maduro. And he's like blocked off the main bridge that goes from Venezuela into Colombia, and he's turning down like our support and everything, I guess to show that like he isn't weak or anything like that. But supposedly there's like a lot of inflation in Venezuela. A lot of people are starving and stuff like that. And it's kind of weird. This Maduro guy he's the president. Okay, yeah, he's the president. But there is also a self-declared interim president by the name of Juan Guaido.
Guado.
Guaido.
Sounds like something out of Total Recall.
Yeah. This is interesting. I don't know how you become a self-declared interim president.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
you're-
you just said it, self-declared.
I'm the self-declared interim president of the United States. So
That's right.
how is that gonna work? I got no fucking clue. But yeah, this is causing a lot of problems with the self-declared person, and of course we're backing Guaido. I feel like I'm fucking that up so bad, but yeah, we're backing this guy up a lot, trying to send in aid and everything, and yeah, hyperinflation's going pretty strong there, and trying to see some of these other key points. We have a lot of people like Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. This is funny. It cracks me up every time. John Bolton makes me think of Michael Bolton, but
This distant cousin of.
yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of our politicians that are trying to push this aid and everything into Venezuela, and their actual president it doesn't want any of this shit. And I kind of understand why he's wanting to do this to keep the aid out, because that way you keep the United States out, which I can kind of understand. We tend to come in and enforce our will. If we give you like a McDouble, we're gonna go in and take your TV off your wall, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Iraq, and we'll give you weapons, but then we're gonna fucking assume that you're the terrorist organization that we ultimately started to begin with, and then we're gonna start a forever war with you. And yeah, I get and it's on one hand, I understand where this guy's coming from. Like, I mean, 'cause as a leader of a country, you don't want to appear weak, So by relying on the aid of other countries, it assumes that you're weak as a leader and that you can't do your responsibilities to provide for your country, which I understand. But in the same breath, dude, it's a fucking pride issue. Like if you got your people are starving, you can't run the fucking super army that you want to run if your people are starving to death. So fucking bite the hand that feeds you a little bit. You know what I mean? Like fucking take the resources and then fucking start your propaganda about like how America is this horrible fucking country or whatever the fuck you want to do with your fucking shit. And but I mean, like, don't. There's no sense in starving your people just to prove a point.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure we would do something of just like dropping the food off at the edge of their barrier they've set up. It's like it's like the weakest barrier ever. It's like a fuel tanker and a couple shipping containers with some barbed wire. Like it's not keeping anybody out if they want to get in. So I mean, we could drop the food off, and
there's a sign that says "Please don't leave."
Fucking exactly. A lot of jungle and shit. So if people want to get out, they can go. But they're mostly just making their people suffer for no real reason, and
just for pride.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Pride is. I guess it's one of the 7 sins, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you have to ask Dale, man.
Okay.
He's the religious guy on my show. I don't. I mean, is it like, was it pride goeth before the fall or some shit?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like it wasn't really meaning in a religious context, but
religical, huh? I like it.
Religical. I make up words all the damn time. I'm special that way.
It's fucking twisted logic, man.
That's right. The one thing I can kind of see why why Maduro is doing this is to, of course, keep us out. But they also have one of the largest oil reserves in the world, which, like I said, you talked about Iraq and places like this that we go in like, hey, we're going to help you, and next thing you know, we're just plundering their oil fields. So I'm kind of wondering if this is kind of this guy's thought process behind it, and also makes me wonder, like, like devil's advocate kind of side, are these people really starving this bad, or is it just like hyped up by our political machine and in the media and stuff like that?
Well, I often wonder that too, because like, we over here we'll get messages saying, or we'll get intel or whatever the fuck. The common people get told, that the Middle East hates the U.S., that they're getting fed all this propaganda bullshit. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, I can totally see us getting some level of propaganda too, where we're okay. Well, we're automatically, so many people have an opinion based on the Middle East, based off of the sort of things that the government said about them, which is no different than what their government has been saying about our people, which is what the Nazis were saying about the Jews, and what I mean, like, there's propaganda going around and all strange. That being said, I'm also aware of the fucking shitstorm that's going on over there. So I do agree with it a little bit, but I could see things being construed a little, But it's also coming from someone who's never fucking been over there. It's just crazy the way that we're. Damn, I really shouldn't be smoking weed on this show, man.
Dude, I love you. I love your thought process.
I got real passionate, I started waving the hands around and fucking, and then it's just like, oh, plummets, man.
Oh, it's an interesting way to look at it for sure. Like, you don't know who the fuck to believe, because we don't know if we're getting told the truth or getting fed bullshit. And usually, if you base this on the way that you would interpret news, like, it has to be like 75% of it's bullshit, and then the 25 is mostly true.
Well, yeah, and like you said, like, we don't know exactly what's going on over there. We're just being told one thing from one side of it. I'd like to think that it's true, that we're trying to send aid out there, but in the same breath, we don't ever do anything just because. We're not the kind of country that does something just out of the kindness of our hearts. There's always some kind of fucking ulterior motive behind everything. So, I mean, I could totally see them. Okay, we're going to give you these supplies, but there's something in your country that we want, or we want you to do something for us. We may not know the magnitude of what that is just yet or at all, but there's no just because on that. We're not fucking charitable in that sense.
Not at all. And I was also wondering to think about this a little deeper too. Like, if they keep on refusing the aid, and we're like, this is a humanitarian crisis now, people are dying, we're going to send the military to Venezuela. I wonder if we would go as so far to do that, like, basically on our fucking back doorstep, in our backyard, to send our military to invade a country in South America. This isn't the Middle East anymore. This is fucking, same continent, basically.
It all depends, I think, because if he's letting people, like, all of his people die, then at a certain point, I feel like there's, like, it might not be war crimes, but, like, crimes against humanity, that, like, the UN would have to step in, and someone would have to come in and fucking overthrow, or at least try him for what he, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why we did the fucking the Nuremberg trial. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Like, we hunted down all these Nazis and fucking made them pay for what they fucking did. So I don't see why we wouldn't step in that sense either. But then we also don't know, like we've been saying, we don't know the fucking magnitude of shit,
It's something to keep an eye on, I think. And God, I wish I knew more about Venezuela besides, that
it's hot. I imagine it's hot.
Oh yeah.
That's about my knowledge. It is hot.
I feel like your ball sack is always sticking to the side of your leg, so that'd make me feel terrible right there.
Oh yeah, I mean, that might make you want to starve my nation. You know what I mean? He could just have the worst case of swamp ass. We just fucking drop down a bunch of gold bond, and he's good to go.
I wonder if that's the same thing with the Middle East, because, like you said, you got that sand in your ass.
Yeah, but that's a dry heat. That's a little different. Venezuela is fucking just super humid. Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Well, you had a funny story you showed me the other day? Do you want to hit that real quick?
You're talking about the judge?
The guy that the kids were
I
kind
mean,
of
I wouldn't call that a funny story, but
oh
yeah, it's a good lighthearted romp, I guess. Yeah, sure.
yeah. But
Totally rated PG.
on a rated R show.
Yeah, I know, right? No, let's see. Okay, yeah, it was in Leavenworth, Kansas. There was a 67-year-old man that was being sentenced for soliciting a 13 and a 14-year-old girls. I was gonna say women, but they're fucking girls.
Those are kids, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And they, I don't know the details of the crime itself. The articles I've been looking into don't really go into the extent of. I guess he was he got a hold of them, via the interweb, and was trying to lure them into his house for nefarious things. It wasn't going to be fucking fun times to be had, at least not for them. And he got arrested and he's in court, and the judge had gone over his case, and he had said to him that the children were the aggressors hold on, you can see me now with this video, the aggressors in this incident, and because of that his sentence was reduced from being like life in prison to 5 years or so, like next to nothing, for trying to, and he's gonna fucking get out and try to do this shit again. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's trying to say that the children went to, it's got me so fucking flustered, dude.
It's fucking, that's a hard ass subject, and
it's disgusting. Yeah, like because he's saying that because the children went to this man's house instead of the man going to the kids, that they were the ones who were instigating the incident, and they were the ones that were pushing for this to happen. And it's like, and they were giving consent. A 13-year-old and a 14-year-old cannot give fucking consent. I don't care what the fucking scenario is, man. That shit is just, it's deplorable the way that this fucking judge has treated these kids. Like they're clearly, like, honestly, I get, some kids are fucking slutty, but even if they are fucking slutty, and that man is old enough to know right from wrong and not to fucking try to do anything. The fact that he's even in communication with these girls is reason enough to fucking lock his ass up.
Oh, for forever. I'd say you could probably take him out and stone him and shit. I think I misread that article a little bit. I didn't realize it was the judge. I thought the guy was the one that was saying that, but damn me, I missed that judge part. That's even more fucking insane. How can a person that has taken law and passed a bar, probably been a lawyer for a certain amount of time, and now is a fucking judge, can say that scenario makes any kind of fucking sense? That judge needs to be fucking put in prison too with this guy.
I agree. They totally need to be fucking disbarred. It makes me believe that the judge has some fucking misdoings of his own, where he's not totally an innocent person, and maybe he's like, you know what? If that was me, I would kind of see why those girls would be coming on to me. Like, it's as gross as fuck it is. Like, I kind of imagine that this judge has got something fucking going on in his private life too. Maybe he needs to be looked into.
Oh, for sure. I wonder if this is like a kind of like a county judge, or like a state judge, because I feel like the state, or I think the Supreme Court would be a little bit of like a far reach, but definitely like a state or a federal judge.
It was a Leavenworth County District Judge, so it's not like some fucking high up dude, but still, you got like anybody with that level of fucking authority needs to be put in check.
Yeah, this motherfucker is not going to be. I think county judges and shit like that run for that position, so. Yeah, this guy's not going to be. I believe but he shouldn't be reelected based off of this. Yeah, I wonder if he's like trying to set a precedent. I always say that wrong. Of like what you said, like he's doing this weird shit. Sometimes when you see laws like it's legal now to jack off on the top of your house wearing a zombie mask with the dead hooker up there.
Wait! It is? Hold on. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
I feel like when you see this weird shit like this,
get the hooker.
Oh fuck me. When you see these weird shit like this, I always feel like it's because these people partake in something terrible like that. If you want to jerk off on the top of your house with a zombie mask and with a hooker playing dead, go for it all day, dude. Whatever gets you off. But this
but I mean,
is
it's playing dead. That's no fun.
yeah, true. You can give her some hard sedatives to where she's still barely breathing or something.
We're not condoning the fucking drugging and suggestive solicitation of. This was a serious show at one point.
This was. Damn, but yeah, there's no way in any stretch of the imagination that these children are the aggressors. And like I said, even if I know girls this age that have had kids before, but like it's by boys their age, and I don't think 13, 14-year-old girls would have anything want to do sexually with a 70-year-old man. Well, fucking bizarre.
I knew girls in high school that were into older guys, like older men, I should say, like inappropriately older. Like I've had a couple teachers arrested in my school for instances like this. So it's like I can see how girls that age can instigate something like that, even though this man clearly started the conversation and like initiated them coming over. I could see how girls do that. Not all, but like there are some that are into that shit. But I mean, even so, like a 13 and 14-year-old girl is not understanding of the consequences of their actions versus a fucking 67-year-old man who should know and all too well the fucking horrible thing that he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And then to try to play the victim is just fucking horrible.
Yeah, I would say if I was put in that situation, being a 67-year-old man, and like some teenagers, young teenagers showed up, like I'd just shut the door, walk away. Like I don't feel like he had any solid intentions in this at all. Like he's very much a POS.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fuck. Just sick ass people out there, and damn. Not good. Not good.
Ending the show on a real high note.
Yeah. Hey, but North Korea is about to become a rocket of economy. So
yeah, an economic superpower.
There's a positive note right there.
Yeah, woohoo! Thank God for that.
Oh shit. Well, do you have anything else you wanted to throw out there, buddy?
No, I mean that's it. Hopefully this video fucking experiment works and we're able to continue doing this, because I like the whole atmosphere behind it. It's a nice feel for the show, and I'd like to be able to edit so we can get pictures of like the guy in blackface and do all that shit. So maybe hopefully by the time this comes out, I'm able to tinker with it and we're able to make something of it. But if not, we're gonna keep trying at it because I do want to pursue this.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, you guys have been awesome for listening. The show's been picking up a lot faster than I expected it to, which is fucking awesome. You guys follow us over at Twisted Logic Pod on Twitter. You can check us out on iTunes, Castbox, Stitcher, Podbean, fucking anywhere and everywhere you listen to your shows. You can find us. I guess we're about to have a YouTube channel coming up now with this video content.
Hopefully, it's going to be kick ass if we can get that going.
Yeah, I think if we can get this video up, I'll start one and then we'll post it up on the Twitter, the actual link and everything. So stay tuned for all that. But I mean, celebratory dances and shit. Woo!
Woo! And if you're looking for some other podcasts to put in your ear holes, check out Sack 'em Up Sundays. Check out the Raw Opinion podcast and all the other kick-ass shows at DramaCityProductions.com.
Oh yeah, some quality shit over there.
That's right, buddy. All right, well, we're going to get the fuck out of here, everybody. Thank you, and we're out.
All right, peace.
Peace.